Hello, I'm Isabel of Country Corner Creations, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this little magnet, and I have it in West Virginia colors, and that's what I'm going to be making it in. And it's a magnet, like you can put it in a fridge, is what I think it would be good for. And it has I put a magnet on the back. You don't have to, you can put like a yarn up here, and like you can hang it, you can do however you want, but you don't have to do it in West Virginia colors. You can do it in any colors. You can, like, simply by adding more rows, then you can, by simply adding more rows, then you can make it bigger. So it's basically just a granny square. I don't know if you know how to make one, but I'm still going to show you how to do it. And you just add more rows, like in more than one color. And West Virginia colors is blue and basically gold, like a navy blue and gold. I added this white bow here because I had it white and I wasn't gonna add it, but then I thought it would look really cute, so that's what I did. But anyway, so it takes very little yarn. Take you maybe 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how fast you crochet. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't record how long it takes me, but it usually only takes me about 15 minutes to make these. So what you're going to need to make one of these, you're going to need some yarn, of course. So I'm using 2 colors. You can use more than one. You can use any yarn you like. You can just use it as a magnet. You don't have to do it in your state colors. I'm using this blue again, and I'm going to mix it up. So instead of where the blue is in the center, I'm going to put the gold in the center. That's what I'm going to start out with. Then I'm going to put the blue on the outside. It's just to switch things up. Sorry. So you're going to need some yarn. Now this is Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Chunky Low Pill Fiber. It's 5 ounces, and this is the same, and this one too. Here's a white. That's just what I'm going to be using for the bow. But you don't have to put a bow on it. You can just skip that part if you want. Now, it's 100% low pill acrylic. 5 ounces, 142 grams, And it's a bulky 5. Okay, so if you can do it in a 4. It'll probably turn a little smaller than this. You can do it in any yarn you want, any hook, as long as you adjust it. And yeah, so you're going to need that. Then you're going to need some scissors, or hold on. Yeah, you're going to need a K-hook, which is a 10.5, 6.50 millimeter crochet hook. And I'm just using this one. You can use a Susan Bates Boy. I use Boy brand, but this is a Crafter's Closet, I think. I got this for Christmas. But you're going to need a K-hook and any needle, scissors, like I was saying. Oops, kind of interrupted myself. But there's magnets. If you're making a magnet, like I am doing, then you're gonna need these magnets. You can get them at Walmart for probably under $10, between $5 and $10, $0 to $10, but they are probably pretty cheap. I don't know exactly where this came from, but I think they came from Walmart. And you're just gonna need one, and they aren't adhesive. I tried doing adhesive once, but it didn't work, so I use glue. And I'm just going to set one right here. Here is this hot glue gun. I'm using it in mini high temp ad tech. It's kind of messy, but mini high temp. And I'm using it to put this on, and I take the adhesive off, then I hot glue it on. I know you're thinking, since this is acrylic yarn, it might melt it, but I've done it. And I mean, it doesn't melt it, so it's not hot enough. I mean, unless you put something really hot on it, unless you let it get really hot. But as soon as it gets enough to melt, like it's real melty, not too melty though, not too hot, just hot enough, then I use it. But anyway, you don't have to use a glue gun. And I have an extra stick here. And you can get 100 pack of these hot glue sticks for like under $10. And I'm using a hot glue gun because that's what I use in the other one, and I don't have any, like, you can use fabric glue, E6000, anything that, like, any kind of, like, super glue, not super glue, not, like, for putting stuff, like, not super glue for other things. I'd use, like, E6000 is a kind of super glue, but I'd use it. I'd recommend using a hot glue gun if you have one. It doesn't have to be this exact one. It just has to be a hot glue gun that, once it's, but a hot glue gun, here's your 3 options: a hot glue gun, E6000, or, not super glue, but fabric glue. Do not use super glue. E6000 I've seen other people use, so that I would recommend, but not anything else. So this is what I'm going to show you how to put it on with a hot glue gun in the end. In which I don't know if you need me to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to start with my golden. You can use any colors, of course. Any of your state colors. You don't have to be state colors. It can just be like a little fun thing. Magnet. Like, you can make it any color you want. So, yeah. But, so take your hook. Have your hook here. Now, I'm going to start with a magic ring circle. Magic circle is what I call it. Or ring. And so, oops. Let me show you how it's done. So, I like to take my fingers like this, wrap it around here, and then there it is. There's the magic ring, and I just pull it like this. Usually when I do it, I hold it in my fingers like this, wrap it around, and you want the tail of yarn to be on your left side, unless you are a left-handed crocheter. I'm right-handed. I can't crochet with my left, sorry, but I can try to learn. I mean, it's kind of hard though. Although you can use any method though. You can use the chain 5 method I've heard of. Any other method as long as it's a circle. And you stick your hook in the loop and pull up a loop like that. And now this is just how I hold my yarn. You can hold it any way, of course. I mean, I'm sure you already know that, but I'm just a side note. So now you're going to chain 3. Chain 3. Now we're going to put 2 double crochets in this magic ring. So we're going to make 2 double crochets, which is just so I've already made one, but your yarn over, go in the magic loop, and make sure you're working over this tail. You're going to go in the magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2. And that's how you make a double crochet. And you're going to want to make 2 of those, and you chain 3 counts as 1, so you have 3 double crochets. Because your chain 3 counts as a double crochet, so that makes 3 of them. And now we chain 2. Now we're going to put 3 double crochets in 3 double crochets in this ring again. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2. Let me pull some yarn out here. And now we make 2 more in this. Now, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. And that's how you make a double crochet. And go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first two, and go through the second two. And that's the beginning of one of our corners. And what you'll see it shape out to like a square. Once we get done with it, it'll really turn out. So now you're just going to chain 2 again, 3 double crochets. And you do that until you have 1, 2. So you see these sets, there's 3, 3, and you're going to have 4 of those. 1, 2, so you need to do 2 more. So just to repeat, I want just to make sure you know, you're going to chain 2. Now you're going to yarn over and do 3 double crochets. Just yarn over, go in, go through the first 2, go through the second 2. Now let me just do it slower because I want to make sure you know. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2. And now we have 3 again, we chain 2. So I'm going to make another set of 3 double crochet, chain 2. Alright. One more. And I've been known to crochet fast, so if you need to pause for a minute, I do that a lot with other people's tutorials because I don't know what I'm doing when I'm doing that. So as you can see, we have, since our double crochet counts as a double crochet, we have 3 double crochets. First set, 3, 3, 3. That's 4 sets of double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and slip stitch to the chain 3. See? Like that. Just like that. Now, you can flip this over. And you can go ahead and pause the video and leave it in if you want. But I don't. I wait till the end just to make sure that I don't need it. And I just pull it real gentle. Not too gentle, but make sure you get it. And you can see we have these little corners, which makes it into a square. That's why it's called a granny square. So, I guess. Not sure why it's called granny, but anyway, you're going to slip stitch into those 2 double crochets. Next 2 double crochets, slip stitch into this chain 2 space and chain 3. Or no, you don't chain 3. I'm sorry. Hold on. I got messed up. So you can do it all one solid collar. I did not. So I'm going to snip my yarn. Make sure you leave a good tail. Like that. About like that or longer. Probably be better. Now we're going in with our second collar, which is collar 2. Now, you're going to take collar 2. You're going to leave a bit of tail like this. You're going to put it over your hook like this. Pull it through that loop. It does not count as a chain. Okay, now you pull that yellow string tight that we just cut. And now we chain 3. So pull that tight like that. Now chain 3. Like that. Okay. Now, as you can see, we did our snipping and stuff like that. We connected it. And you'll have ends to weave in after this, which is okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. If you don't like to weave your ends in a lot, then you don't have to change colors. Or you can just do like a magic knot or like connect the ends and then like it turns out how it turns out. And there'll be a little knot there though. But anyway, we chain 3. And now we're going to put in this chain 2 space, we are going to put 2 double crochets. Like 2 double crochets. Okay. So we have 3 double crochets actually. So because this chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet. So now we're going to chain 2. It's almost the same as the time, but not exactly. So you're going to put 3 more double crochets, 3 double crochets in that same chain 2 space. This is what makes it bigger. Okay. Okay. There you go. And that's is how you do it. That's what makes the corner bigger. Now we're going to skip these next 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 2 and put a double crochet in this other chain 2 space. Skip to it, put a double crochet, and we're going to and then put 2 more in that space. That makes 3 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 2, and we're doing the same as we just did with the blue. And we're just going to put 3 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space. Alright. Now you're going to chain 2 and skip to the next chain 2 space and put 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. And that's what we do in the next corner, okay? So, I mean, I'm just going to sit here and do it with you since it's really small. It's not nothing big or anything like that. There you go. Now we're going to chain 2, skip to the next one, and repeat 3 double crochets. Oops. Chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same chain 2 space. Like this, and this is our last one. There we go, you have all 4 corners done. Look at that. So, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments. Oh, and if you can, put pictures down in the comments of your, magnets, or, you know, they could be like ornaments, because we have a little tree that we bought, and we're going to put ornaments and stuff on it for each, season. So, yeah. But, anyway, now you can chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch to that chain 3, like that. Now look at that, it's so pretty, and you can stretch it out. You can, like, if yours might be curling up, I doubt it'll curl up because I've never seen it curl up before. But, like, if you want it to, like, to stretch it out in the corners, you can, and you can block it. It might make it look better, but, I mean, it's just a magnet, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. So, now we're done with that crochet part. And we are just going to snip our yarn a good tail end. I'm going to go into the double crochet right here. I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm going to slip stitch. Sorry about that. I bumped the camera. There we go. Okay. Now that we have that, we just got to weave in all 4 of these ends. Now I'm going to give you an idea of how to weave these in. So I like to start with this circle one, I guess. You won't need your hook anymore, really. So I'm just we're going to take our yarn needle, to weave in your ends. And you could even put like a bead, or like if you do if you're using it for an ornament, you can put a bead, like when you put yarn for hanging, then you can put a bead on the hanging part. If you don't know what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, you put your yarn on your needle, and you just go in around this circle tight. And yeah, that's not how you do all of them, but that's how I do. Like, you can just weave it in however you want. Make sure it's good and weaved in, but you don't have to weave it in like not like you don't have to make knots. You might do it like that, it's okay, but you don't have to do that. Like, it's not going to be played with unless you let your kids play with it or something, then it's not going to be played with. So I just like to. Now let me show you how to weave in another. So like these ones, this other one, you see I'm going to weave it in. Like, you just weave in your ends. So I just like to, let me example with this blue one. So your second collar one that you used, and I just like to put it on a needle, and you just weave it in these stitches, going through the fibers. Sometimes I don't go through the fibers, that's most of the time though. Although this part where the tail is, I like to weave it in, and I go back maybe once or twice again. But if you really want it secure, you can just keep going back and forth however many times you want, but I don't go back and forth a lot. So just pull our needle off there and snip. So I'm going to weave in the other two tails, and then I will come back and show you the next step. Okay, so I got it, all the ends weaved in, and now it's time to, so, we're gonna use our white yarn. You don't have to use white yarn, you can use any yarn you want. We don't need this right now. So I'm just going to take my white yarn. Jeez, hold on. My yarn's crazy. Now, we're just going to take our white yarn, and we can set this to the side right now. We aren't going to use it right now. We'll just give it a minute, and we'll be back to it. But so we're going to take our hook and a little bit more crochet. It's just chains, though. So we're just going to make a chain. I chained 30. So I just like to make a tail, not too long, but long enough to do anything with. Now I just chained 30. 1, 2, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so this is long enough for me. Sorry, I keep bumping it. Okay, so now we're just going to snip our yarn, good tail end. And I just like to chain one to tie it off and pull it real tight. I don't know why I like to pull it real tight, but I just do. And now we don't need our yarn anymore right now. And I'm just going to, oh, you might need your hook to do it though. So I'm just going to, I just go into the back through the stitches. I pull up, put it on the hook like it, pull it through. Not all of it though, it's too much. Okay, so figure out how you want it laid, stuff, and then I just go up here and pull it through real tight, not too tight, but tight. Make sure you try to get them even. It'll turn it out better, but it doesn't have to be even if you don't want it to. And it just looks like this in the back where our chains are. And now I just like to tie it real tight like this, so then it just looks like this in the back. And we're going to cover it up with the magnet so you won't see it. I can probably see that. And now I just like to do this. I just like to tie it, and then I flip it upside down because that's how it turns out to be. There we go. I tied it. You can tie it however you want. You can do like bunny ears and tie them together. Okay, so I just like to, whoops, sorry. Now I just like to adjust, and these bottoms can be uneven if you want. I like to get the ears uneven, even though. So like this, and then I just take my scissors and I don't snip it all the way down to it. I just snip it about here so then it still has a little bit of tail. I don't know why I do that. And you can snip it all the way down to it, or you can weave it into the chains if you want. I don't, because I like it like this. And you can even untie it if you don't want it there. So that's what I like about it. So now we are going to be doing, I'm going to show you how to, if you have a hot glue gun and you're doing that method, which is probably might be the fastest method because it dries faster. I'm going to show you how to do that part. But if you have any like glue that, like fabric glue or E6000, because it's kind of like a super glue, but you could try using a super glue, but it'll just really take long, or fabric glue or super glue or E6000, it'll take longer to dry though. So I'm going to just, so heat up your hot glue gun. I'm going to plug mine in. Oops. Plug it in. And let it warm up. Just gotta let it heat up. Oops. It keeps falling. Okay. So I'm just going to let that heat up. Right now it's cold. But so the way we're going to do it is, mine has adhesive on it for adhesing, but it's not like, it's sticky, and you can, if you want to take it off, then yeah, but the hot glue you won't be able to take off. So see, it looks real sticky, but it just gets fuzzy. You can just stick it on, but I like to, like if you're selling these at a craft show or like a vendor show or anything, then it is going to be like, it's going to be like, it could come off, and then, you know, like you want it to be neat. So you put hot glue there, and not too much. I like to put it on this and then stick it on, so you can stick it wherever you want. You can use 4 of them and put them up in the corners if you wanted to, but I like to put it at the center because then you can't see it and it looks way prettier. So yeah, but they're not very sticky. Like they'll wear off after a bit, so that's why we're going to stick it right on the back. So flip it over like this and just let your hot glue gun get hot. I'm just going to check and see if it's hot. So I'm going to check and see if it's hot enough. It is, but it will dry pretty fast. So I want it to get a little bit hotter where the glue is hotter. So that's just a test, and I'm going to let it get warm. And you can use any of them. You can use a square one. You can use the sheet. I think you can get that at Dollar Tree. I don't have any, but I knew these were in the drawer, and I'm like, I want to make a magnet. But anyway, I just let this heat up. See, get warmer. It's hot. So I just check to see how hot it is, because it gets hot really fast. It doesn't take very long. It's a high temp too. So you can just wait until, like, I don't want it to get too hot, but I want it to get hot enough that it's melty. So I'm going to let this heat up, and I'll come back to you once it gets, well. So I'm just going to actually wait here, and yeah, I'll wait with you. But anyway, I'm going to show you how much this thing measures approximately while waiting. So I'm just going to, hold on, I have this rolled up wrong. Let me unroll this because I rolled it up really wrong. So I'm just going to take this, and this is approximate, so not exact, but so it's about 4 inches on the back measuring. And on the front, it might be a little different because of the lump. That's why I measure on the back. No, still about 4 inches. It's a 4x4, about. Now I'm going to check my hot glue gun because I think it's ready. Yes, now when you see it's melty and it's coming out like real melty, that's what you want. And you just put a little on the back like that. Flip it over and stick it on. There you go. Stick it right on the back where that circle it, like where I showed you how to weave in the first one. That's how I do it. And that's it. It's really easy. You just do that and you let it cool. And I know it seems like it would melt it, but really if it did, it wouldn't show. So this cools down really fast. It's another pro about only letting it get so hot. So yeah, and then you just look at that. It's already cooling down. See, it only takes a few seconds to hot glue it on, like 5 minutes, and you can be done hot gluing it on. And you can stick it on your fridge. These are really cute, and I just love them. Because, I mean, look, see, I did it opposite colors, the ways. So, I just like doing them. They're so cute, and they stick to the fridge all right. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me to subscribe because right now, at the moment, I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I'm really trying to gain some because, I mean, it'd be fun. It's fun to have a lot of people watch you and actually admire you, you know? It's not about fame. I don't care about fame. It's just like I love doing this because it's so fun. And I just always wanted to create content when I was younger. Story time. When I was younger, I used to like record fake stuff and then I would watch it and then delete it. But I used to do that all the time. And I said it was practice. And I never thought I'd actually do this, but now that I am, it's so cool. But anyway, these are really cute, and thank you so much for watching. It really helps. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.